What's up, folks? Ethan here at Hunt Chrysler in Franklin, Kentucky, and today we're checking out the 2024 Jeep Wrangler. So there's a few new changes on this, a lot more on the interior that's going to be all new for the 2024 model year. This is our first look at it as a dealership, so we're going to talk about some of these things from our first impression standpoint. But we are going to get several more of these. We've got a few of the two-door options coming in. Right now, they are not producing many four doors. The ones that they are producing, it looks like, are all going to be the new 4xEs, which go down as low as the Sport trim level. But we have two of these two doors. This is the Sport S. We have a white one and a blue one. We'll give you a quick look at the price on this one. This one's stickering for right around $43,000. Widened out these grill slots a little bit, as well as they've opened up the kind of mesh behind it to give it a little bit different appearance. Y'all tell us what you think about it down in the comments below. I like these new wheels. They look pretty good. Not bad for a standard wheel set. The biggest change on these are going to be on the interior. They've got a whole new setup on this dash. We've got a 12.3 inch Uconnect 5 screen, as well as you've got this almost upholstery look behind the screen. It's pretty nice. It feels like it's got a little bit of texture, has a good little accent stitch in there. That accent stitch is continued over here in the seats. So kind of situates itself between a, not quite premium, but not economy level interior. So it looks pretty good. All right, so taking a look at this screen for the first time while it's on. Of course, the 12.3 inch screen is going to be really similar to those that are in the new Dodge Hornets. One thing I think that's been noticed by our customers especially is that they're questioning whether or not this feels rugged like a Wrangler would be in the past. I don't think it feels incredibly rugged, but I think Jeep did a really good job at making this feel like Wranglers have in the past while also updating and being much more modern. They've still got the circular style vents here on the outsides, but they had to obviously make more room for the screen, so they've changed to these horizontal style vents underneath. You would think that they aren't able to push as much air through as these, and while it might be a little bit less, it still works pretty well and has obviously, 100 degrees out. It's pretty comfortable here inside. I'm not absolutely losing my mind sweating. While we're talking about climate controls, I am extremely happy to see that Jeep is continually keeping the climate controls as physical buttons. This is something that a lot of manufacturers are going away from, and especially for vehicles that are, quote unquote rugged, or going to be seeing some time in environments that are, less than desirable for vehicles. It's great to see that they have physical controls that you can actually manipulate and, keep that tactile sense, as well as it's a little bit safer, in my opinion, that you can actually, control it from feel rather than having to look on the screen. Now, they did make all of the controls usable on the screen as well for those of you who feel like it's a little bit more intuitive, and it probably is, but I really think they did a good job combining both the touchscreen experience for climate controls as well as making it still tactile and able to be controlled there. This does have heated seats, heated steering wheel, which again both can be controlled from either the buttons here or on the buttons on the screen. So I think they did a really good job with that. You do have off-road pages. Obviously, as you get into the more off-road geared trim levels, these are going to be a little bit more detailed. You can see the status of your transfer case. This one is unlocked because we're in just two-wheel drive. I'm sure, obviously we haven't gotten in any Rubicons just yet, but I'm sure that you would be able to see any electronic lockers, any of that while on the screen. Your different accessory gauges, your pitch and roll situation. Obviously we're not moving and I'm not on too much of a, height grade or anything like that, so pitch and roll aren't going to be too terribly useful for me right now, but we do have latitude and longitude as well as your elevation. Of course, again, keeping up with the tactile feel, and electronic parts don't break nearly as often as mechanical. It's good to see that Jeep is still keeping the actual transfer case on the shifter rather than having it as an electronic button to press. This is also one of the reasons that these are much more popular for those who are towing behind an RV and flat towing, because you're able to put it into neutral that much easier. Same location for your windows. Of course, you've got your media inputs here. You do have still an aux, USB-C, USB-A, 12 volt, and they had to tuck back your push button start back there a little bit. I do think it's interesting that the Sport S now features adaptive cruise control. It's going to be really, really nice to have for Jeep owners. Of course, you can add your phone here, and this is going to give you wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. So a lot of the creature comforts that other manufacturers and other models in the Jeep lineup have had that have notoriously been left out of the Wrangler have now moved their way into it. And I think that it's really going to make Wrangler improve a lot and feel a little bit more modern while still kind of having that same feeling that it has in the past. Now again, nothing else really has changed. It's mostly what Jeep is calling a facelift or refresh. The JLs have been out for quite a bit, and so it was definitely time to see some changes. This is a bag to hold your front two panels of the hardtop. I think it's good that they went ahead and included it. It does situate itself back here, so if you're on the go and you want to store your panels, get a little more ventilation, you have access to that back here. So you tell us what you think about the new refresh on these Wranglers. Again, we are going to get more in the near future. I believe we've got 5 of the lower trim model 4xEs on the way, and we do have 2 of these. We've got this white one and a hydro blue here and on the lot available for sale. So y'all let us know what you think down in the comments below. If you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer them. That's about all I've got for you today, folks. Stay tuned for more. We'll catch you later.